In this exercises video, we're going to work through two different exercises that are going to use dictionary objects. Dictionary objects. All right, so let's get started. The first program is fairly straightforward and easy. The second program is probably the most involved exercise that we have written thus far. So I'm in my chapter 9 subfolder, and I'll add a new file, and I'll call this E1 Capitals Quiz. I hope that's how you spell capitals. No, I think capital is, yeah, I hope so. With the A and not the O, I'm hoping. All right, let's close this, and this is going to be exercise 1 capitals quiz. All right, let's do the first thing that we always do, and that is define our main method. And we will call our main method, or function if you prefer. All right, write a Python program that creates a dictionary containing the US states as keys and their capitals as values, which I have very kindly already provided for us. The program shall then randomly quiz the user by selecting the name of a state and asking the user to enter the state's capital. Ooh. The program shall keep account of the number of correct and incorrect responses. So we're going to ask, randomly ask, okay. Probably want to delete, once we've asked for one, we will probably want to delete it from the dictionary, so we don't get that one again. Assuming, of course, that I will be able to get very far on. Well, of course, I had the answers here, but if I didn't have the answers, I probably wouldn't be able to get very far. Okay. I think the big thing that I'm going to have right here, I'm very upfront, is where am I going to put this? Am I going to put this in the global space so that it will be like a all right, hopefully that worked. Like a constant, or do I want to return it from a method? I'm thinking. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do this. Get state capitals. But I'm thinking that I'm actually going to create a method for this, and I'll just paste all those in here, and I'll have to tab them over. And then I'll tab Alabama through. And what I'll just do is I'll return the state capitals that I've created here, and that's just so that I don't have to put all of this inside of a inside of my main. So I'm going to create another dictionary objects, and I'm just going to call the get state capitals here. Get state capitals. and this is now a dictionary object. Alright, so now that I've got that, I can go ahead and start writing my program. Let's do print, and we'll print out state capitals quiz new line character. And then we kind of just get into it. Let's do number of correct answers. So we'll set that to 0. We will need the random module. Let's do up here import random as RND, just so it's a little bit shorter. I guess I could just do while true. While true. And then we'll output print. What is the, oops. What is the capital of, and now I've got to get a random value here. How do I want to do this? I wonder if I could use, the choice. Let's try that. Let's do random selection. Set that equal to, or I guess I should call it random state. We'll set that equal to rnd.choice from a non-empty sequence. I don't know if it will take a dictionary. Oh, it might. Well, the problem is that this is going to return a string, and this is going to return a tuple. So I'm thinking that's going to be a mismatch, unfortunately. However, if I, what about a dot? Because I want to select a random state, which is a key. So if I convert that to, what does this return? Set log object providing a view. Let me see if that actually will return. We might have to convert it to a tuple or a list. Let me print out random state and see what that gives me. It is not subscript. Okay. Let's convert the keys to a tuple. Oops. Well, that looks like it works. I just have an infinite loop. Alright, so that is going to work. Okay, so that's going to get my random state. And now I would want to know the answer. So let's do random. well, I don't know if let's just call it state and capital. And my capital is going to be my state capitals sub state. I could use the .get method here, but because I'm selecting a random key, it should always, excuse me, it should always be there. So it should never not be there. So I'm pretty safe doing it this way. All right. So I'm fairly confident with that. All right. So I don't need this anymore. That was just a test. All right. So we will print what is the capital of, and then my random state. Oh, and then I probably would want to remove it from, okay, let's put some comments in here. Get a random state and its associated capital. All right. Remove the randomly selected state from dictionary object. So let's do del my state capitals sub my state that I've randomly gotten. So that's going to remove it, because when we go through again, I don't want to have a duplicate state come up. Okay, print what is the capital of state question mark. Oh, this is not going to be a print statement. This is going to be a, I'll call this answer. And this is going to be an input statement. What is, and because it's an input statement, I'm going to have to concatenate this. And then a space afterwards. And what we'll do is we will put whatever the user enters here to lowercase. Not too lower, that's other programming languages, just lower. Scoot this over just a bit here. Alright. Alright, so this is going to be get answer from user. Alright, looks good so far. Number of correct, yeah, that's outside. That's fine. Okay. If the state, oh, I'm sorry, it's not the state, it's the capital. If capital is equal to the answer specified by the user, we will print correct exclamation point. I'm actually thinking of taking this new line character out from there and putting it right here. And if it is correct, we will increment the number of correct answers by 1. If it's not correct, then we will print incorrect, just the period, and break out of the loop. That's going to break us out of the loop. And then down here, well, we could put it inside the loop there, but we'll do print new line, backwards, new line, game over. You got, then we'll put the number of correct answers, and then the word right. And that's pretty much it. The program does not loop, so we only play this game whenever the user actually starts it. I think this is it. I think this is well, I might want to put this above that first print statement. All right, let's see what we got. I'm just going to enter extra space there that I don't need. I'm just going to hit enter. Incorrect. And why didn't? Okay, that's to lower. Let's do the capital lower. In fact, we'll just do dot lower here as well. And we won't do it there. But why did you not print out? Is the break killing is dropping out of the entire program? Does seem that way. Let's try it again. What is the capital of Oregon? It is Salem. Let's do Salem all uppercase. Oh, I'm still in the while loop. Oh, well, again, this might be better. I could put it down here, but it just very well might be better to just go right there. All right, let's cancel and try it again. Illinois is Springfield. Let's do lowercase Springfield. Correct. What is the capital of Colorado? Boulder? Denver. All right. Texas is Houston? Houston? Austin. Of course it is. Let's spell this incorrectly. Austin. Incorrect. Game over. You got 2 right. 2. 1, 2. Looks good. Looks good. All right. I would say that is this program. There's definitely several ways we could go about writing this one. But I think this one does get the job done. Again, we kind of have to do something a bit strange here to get a random key to get started with. But we can't use pop item because it's not truly random. It's arbitrary. So this is the next best thing. All right. Fairly happy with it. Let's move on to the biggest program we will have written, and that we will probably write as an exercise. And that's going to be E2. Name and email manager.py. This is the big one. Well, thus far. Exercise 2. Name and email manager. Let's create or define our main method as always. All right. All right, here we go. Write a Python program that keeps names and email addresses in a dictionary as key value pairs. The program shall display a menu that lets the user look up a person's email address, add a new name and email address, change an existing email address, not the name, just the email, and delete an existing name and email address. The program shall pickle the dictionary and save it to a file when the user exits the program. Each time the program starts, it shall retrieve the dictionary from the file and unpickle it. So this is probably the first time that we've ever truly had a program that is persistent from start to finish. So when the program closes, it will automatically pickle the dictionary object, save it to file, and when it runs the next time, it will open it, and those names and email addresses will already be in the dictionary object from the get-go. I probably should have included more than just this first screen because, yeah, it's going to have a lot more to it. All right. Well, I'm going to create functions for every functionality that this program has. So this is going to be view all contacts, and it's going to accept my contacts dictionary. I'm just going to call it contacts. Okay. And we'll just do paths for these, and we'll come back and fill them in as we go. Then I'm going to have a view a contact. This is going to accept all of my contacts and do I want to do let's do another view all my contacts, and I'm gonna have to pass in all my contacts and the contact to be viewed. All right, and then we got add a contact. So we'll pass all the contacts in, and we'll add it inside of this method. Well, I tell you what, let's not do the contact reviewed. We'll get that information inside the function. Edit a contact. And again, this is going to take all my contacts. Method. And then we'll do delete a contact. And we will, yeah, let's create one. Let's do, I can't do exit because that's a keyword. I'll do exit program. And this will accept contacts and contacts file. I think that's what we'll call it. All right. Colon's missing there. I'm going to call my contacts file. We'll set that equal to contacts.dat for data. And to, oops, let me close this real quickly and put this in there. I'm going to close my current and then add only chapter 9. That way I don't run into the file problems that we've seen in the past. All right. So when we call the view all contacts, and I'm going to actually create a dictionary here, and I'm going to call it contacts dictionary. I'm going to set it equal to an empty dictionary. Let's just call it contacts. That'll be fine. And I'm just going to do a few here. Let's do Lois Blay. And Lois's email is lois.blay@ws.edu. And I'm just going to copy this and do a couple more. We'll do Lois. We'll do me. And we will do Tom Duda. All right. And that's just going to give me something to work with while I implement these various methods or functions. All right. So let's do the view all contacts method, and we'll pass into it my contacts dictionary. All right, let's do. So I need to loop through. Okay. Let's do for name, comma, name, comma, and email. This is, we usually would do key value here, but since my contacts are name and email, we'll do that. In my contacts dictionary, let's do, so I didn't actually show this, how I specifically wanted this done. Let's do print. We'll do new line, and we'll do name, and then well, I'll tell you what, let's not do it that way. Let's do contacts, and this is how we'll do it. We'll do contacts, and then underneath that we'll do dashes. All right, so we're going to print the name, and then we'll put the emails in like parentheses next to it. So let's do this. And then we'll do email. We're going to have to play with this a little bit. So sep equals this, and we'll put a separator, or put a space right there. I think that should do it. All right, let's see when we run this if that does what we expect. Oh, I got to do contacts dot items. I always forget that. There we go. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. I think that'll be fine. All right, so we've got our first method. All right. So that's our first method, our view all contacts. Comment that out for just a second. All right, let's move on to the view a contact. All right, so let's print how do I want to do this? We can do name and set that equal to the input function. Enter the name of a contact to view, colon space, and we'll do an empty print statement to get some separation. Then let's use the get method here. Print contacts subname, rather contacts dot get, and we're looking for name. Oh, that's just going to return. That will just return the value or the email, though. Which might be fine. Yeah, that would be fine. We could do something like what if we did result equals contact.name, I'm sorry, contacts.get name sub, and then an empty string if it doesn't find anything. Or I guess I should call this email. And then I could do if the length of email is not equal to 0, then I can print basically this. And let's do an empty print right here. Otherwise, if it does equal 0, then I'll print the specified contact name does not exist. So if the name doesn't exist, it's going to return the empty string, and then I can test the empty string. Yeah. So do I want to do... because this is going to have to be an exact match. This is going to have to be an exact match. I don't know if the .get method has a way of not caring if it's uppercase or lowercase. We probably would have to do a for loop to get it. If we didn't want to care. About the case. If I did that, then I would have to do something like for key in contacts, because I don't want to use name because I'm using it there. And for if key is equal to name, email equals key, or rather contacts sub key or sub name, it doesn't really matter which. But I could do key.lower name.lower, and this would be contacts sub keys. And then I think this will be fine. It's just a little bit extra code. I set email equal to an empty string, and then I can still test if the string is empty, which means that it wasn't found. So if key.lower equals name.lower. I think this is going to work. Let's do some testing. Let's do view a contact, and we'll do a good test first, and we'll pass into the contacts. Let's do me. Okay, good. That worked properly. Now let's do me lowercase. That worked properly. And good. It did print out lowercase there. I did not. That's odd. Didn't expect it to do that. printing out lowercase even though I'm not reassigning it to name. Usually you have to reassign it for it to take... Oh, no, I did that. Well, you know, I might be able to overcome that by doing name equals key. Let's try that again. Okay, so MIRK doesn't work. Good. The specified contact name does not exist. Now let's do lowercase. Yeah, and now it's uppercase like it's like it should be. Because I'm replacing the key as I loop through with the name that the user entered, which is fine because it'll work properly. Let's do one more. Lois Blay. Good. I think that's going to work. So that's my view a contact. View a contact. All right, let's comment that one out now. And move on. Add a contact. All right. So we'll print new line character. Enter the name and email address of a contact to add, I guess. All right. And then we'll do name. Set that equal to the result of the input function. Name, I guess. I could obviously be doing some validation here. I am going to not do that to save some time. So, and we'll do email equals input, and I'll just do email. But obviously we would want to do some validation here, a while loop, testing for whether or not a character was entered or something like that would be fine. All right. All right. So what if the contact already exists? I probably would want, if they've used this menu choice, I wouldn't want them to be able to add a contact that already exists. So I'll need to check to see if contact exists. Does contact exist equals false? So we're going to have to loop through the contact list for and I'll be searching for the key in contacts dot keys and for if key dot lower is equal to name dot lower, well, truth be told, I may not need that. I can just print the specified contact name already exists. And then we'll break out of the for loop and if. Otherwise, if it does not exist, then we will do Yeah, the break will get us out of this function. No, it will not. The break will not get us out of this function. I guess we do need to does contact exist equals false, and then does contact exist equals true, and then we can test if does contact exist equals to false, then add the contact. And to do that, we would need to contacts sub name equals email. I think that will do it. So we get the name and the email, and then we got a flag here. We search through all the keys in the contact list, and if the key is the same as the name, then the contact exists. So we set the does contact exist equal to true. We break out of the loop because there's no need to test the rest. And then if the contact does not exist, we add it. If it does exist, we don't do anything. We just continue on. I guess I could tell them that the contact was added, though. Let's do new line character and that print. And we'll print new line character. The specified contact. Let's not do that. Let's do contact successfully added. Well, I guess we do an exclamation point. Alright, so I want to do add a contact, contacts, and then I want to view all the contacts to make sure it was added properly. Now, because this is an object, and objects are by default passed by reference in Python, the changes that I made to the contacts object here will be reflected in the main method's contacts. Alright, so let's do one that it should not add. And it doesn't matter what I put there. Alright, and it tells me the specified contact name already exists, and it did not add it again, or change my email address, because I just entered nothing. Alright, let's do another one. Let's do Trayton Williams, and Trayton.williams at ws.edu. Good. It added Trayton. Of course, when I run it again, Trayton will not be there. It does add an empty contact, though, because I'm not testing whether or not there are any characters in it. Alright, so we've done add a contact. I guess now would be a good time to, well, we still have a couple of things to do here. The exit program, all this is going to do is terminate the program. And so we will just do exit. For now, that's all it's going to do. So how are we going to do the menu output? Well, I probably should create a method for this, and I'm going to call it print menu. And it's going to do print one dot and then view all contacts. Well, actually, I should do the first part, print name and email manager. Print. Alright, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 2 is view a contact. Number 3 is add a contact. Probably should have copied and pasted 2 instead of 1. This is edit a contact. Delete a contact. And exit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so that's my menu. So I'm going to print menu. Print menu. We'll do choice equals, or this is like the menu choice, equals input choice 1-6 colon. And we would want to do some validation on this. So while choice dot is digit is equal to true, and is digit, it's a function or a method rather, and choice less greater than equal to 1 and choice less than equal to 6. Oh wait, these are the true cases. While not, I hope this will work like I'm hoping it will. That should just hopefully this will work. Well, I don't know if the reverse will do it for me. So while not that, I'm just going to test it because I'm not sure if my logic is right. End while. So let's see. I guess I could put a new line character there. So let's do A. That doesn't work. Let's do 7. 7 throws. Yeah. I have to convert this to an integer on the fly for both of these. Alright, let's try it again. 7 does not work. Good, but 5 will work. Yes, it does. Perfect. I'm surprised that works. I'm very happy though. So if they don't choose something good, we'll do enter a value between 1 and 6. And then we can do choice equals int, where we pass choice into it. So now it's an integer. How do I want to do this? What if I did while choice does not equal 6, which is the exit choice? And we'll start off with choice being equal to I think it's none is null. So I'm going to tab all this in. Alright, okay, I like it so far. Let's do an end while here. If choice is equal to 1, then we do the view all contacts, and we pass into it contacts. If choice is equal to 2, then we do view a contact, where we pass into it contacts. If choice is equal to 3, we will do add a contact. Alright. Elif choice is equal to 4. I don't think we've done this one yet. So we will pass. Elif choice is equal to 5. We will pass. And then finally, if the choice is equal to 6, then we will call the exit program. Oh, is that what I called it? And this accepts the contacts and the contacts file, which I created as a constant. So because I did it this way, I should not have to worry about doing exit. This is where I'm going to pickle my dictionary, but I'm not going to do that yet. Alright. Now I do have these hard-coded, and that's purposeful, just so that I have some data to work with. Let's run this. Oh, they don't have anything yet, but I did create the methods for them. Let's do number 4 is this the edit a contact? And number 5 is delete a contact. And it's never a good idea to do this. So let's do view all contacts equals 1, view a contact equals 2, add a contact equals 3, edit a contact equals 4, delete a contact equals 5, exit program equals, well, I guess I should just call it let's just call it exit. So now I can change this to while choice does not equal exit. Yeah, I kind of like exit program better. So we will call it exit program, because that's going to be my condition for breaking out of the loop. While choice is greater than, we'll just do view all contacts, view a contact, add a contact, edit a contact, delete a contact, and then finally exit program. I could replace these with uh, my constants here, but that would create some pretty tight coupling there. Even though this is already tightly coupled. Truth be told, I could put this directly in my code here, which I probably ought to do since it's so tightly coupled, in which case then I could replace these. I'd have to do a... Oh, fine. Let's do it. This video is going to be 2 hours long because this program is so involved. Alright. So I'm going to put these in, and then I'll do view all contacts, and I'll have to pass in the separator, the sep argument for all of these. So might as well do that now. This is going to be view a contact. This is add a contact. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of them real quick. Edit, delete, and exit program. So comma, get rid of the 6, comma, get rid of the 5. Whew. All right. Let's see what we got. Looks good. Let's view all my contacts. Okay. So after I list all the contacts, we probably would want to clear the screen, although that's very specific to the operating system. We could do something like press key to continue. And what this will do is it'll be an input statement that's just going to say press, not key, but press enter. Press enter to continue ... And we'll put a new line character at the beginning and a new line character at the end. So, missing a colon. So here we'll we'll call the press enter key to continue function. After we view a contact, we'll call the press enter key to continue function. After we add a contact, press enter key to continue, and we'll need it for all of these. Oh, let me cancel the program. All right, let's view all. It put the new line character. I'll have to fix that. Okay, let's do some modification to the continue function. I don't like that anymore. Let's do press enter key to continue, and we'll do that, and a print statement afterwards. I think that will cancel. Alright, view all contacts. Press enter key to continue. We probably want to clear the screen, I think. So let's view a contact, and then I'll do my name. There it is. Press the key to continue. We'll add a contact, Trayton Williams, and its email is, I'm just going to do t.w@ws.edu. Press the key to continue, and we'll do view all contacts, and there's Trayton's contact. Alright, so there is definitely an edit contact and a delete contact. I think I'm going to, because of the length of this video already, I will leave the edit and delete to those of you who are watching and focus on the pickling and unpickling. Alright, so I'm actually going to create another function here called pickle how do I want to say this? Pickle and write. Yeah, I'll call it that. It's going to have the contacts and the contacts file. It's pretty much in my exit program here. I'm going to call this method. And the reason why I want it to be different and not put it in the exit program is because I want you guys to be able to copy and paste this into another program later on. So I'm going to call pickle and write, and I'm just going to pass in contacts and the contacts file. Okay, so if we're going to do this, we do have to import the pickle module. Alright. Oh, let me see if I can remember this. Output file, and I'll put all this in a try in just a moment. Output file equals open, and we're going to open the contacts file, and we're opening it for writing and binary, so WB. And then we call pickle dot dump, and we pass into it what we want to be pickled. And we want to pickle contacts. And we want to use the output file to write it to. And then it's just output file dot close. And that's assuming that we've done this correctly. No promises yet. So let's do try accept exception as EX because, oh, well, it could be a file exception. Well, we're writing to file. So yeah, there should be no exception. Who knows? We'll do print there. We'll say an error occurred while writing contacts to file. Put a new line in front of that just so that it'll stand out. And then else, we'll close the file. And that will be my try. Oh, and then I'll do colon, comma, and then I'll output the result of the EX object. Okay, if this worked, or if this works, when I, because my exit program calls the pickle and write, and exit program passes, okay, so this should work. Oh, cancel. I think I still have the program running. All right, let's do 6 to exit. I probably should have put something about whether or not it actually wrote, but let's look and see if it's here. And there it is. There's the file. There's my pickled file. Notice that it's in binary, and although there are some texts that we can distinguish, we cannot distinguish all of it. Okay? So that's my contacts file. All right, so now that I've done that, I will not want this to be here later, so I'm going to get rid of that. And now I have to write my unpickle method. So this is going to be called unpickle and read. Not in pickle. Unpickle. Unpickle and read. And I'm just going to pass in the contacts file here. All right. Okay, so we're kind of doing the opposite of what we did above. Yeah. So I'm going to create an empty contacts dictionary. And I'm going to eventually return this contacts dictionary. So I'm going to have that. Try, accept. And we'll come back to this in just a moment. In try. All right. Input file equals open. And we're going to open the contacts file that's passed into this. We're going to open it for reading, and it is a binary file, so B. All right. Contacts equals pickle dot load, where I pass in the input file. Assuming this works correctly. And else we shall close the input file. We have some exceptions. There can be file not found error. Print the specified file does not exist. Alright, so that's one of them. Contacts file. And there's one associated to EOF error. This is the read beyond in a file. Print an error occurred while reading contacts file. And then, of course, the generic exception, which I'm going to copy the one that I wrote up there. Let me close this. An error occurred while reading contacts file. We'll just do it again with an exception message. So there's quite a few things that can go wrong here. However, if the contacts file does not exist, is that really an error? It just means that I don't have a contacts file already, which if I run in the program for the first time, I wouldn't. I'm actually going to remove this and replace it with pass. If the contacts file is not found, that's okay. It'll throw an error and it will simply return an empty dictionary, which is just going to be dandy. That's going to be fine. Up here, I will do contacts equals unpickle and read contacts file. All right, so when I run this program now, and I view all contacts, yay, they're there, thank goodness. All right, so we've done that. Let's hit enter and do 2 to view not view a contact. I want to add a contact. I want to add Trayton Williams. Email is trayton.williams@ws.edu. Contacts added. Now I'm going to do 6 to exit. All right. Now I'm going to run the program again and see if Trayton's there. And he is. The pickling is working properly. Pickling is working properly. So let's exit. Now the big question will be, let me take a look at what I got here. View all contacts. I might want to do something. If len of contacts less than or equal to 0, in other words, there are no contacts, print no contacts currently exist. Otherwise, then I would want to do the for loop. And the reason why I'm modifying this now is I'm about to delete my contacts file. So when I run it now, the file does not exist. So let's run it. And when I do 1, it should say no contacts currently exist. But I can add a contact. Let's do 3. Mark Buckner. Mark.Buckner at ws.edu. Do 6 to exit. Rerun the program. Perfect. So this is quite a lengthy program, and it would get more lengthy if I finished it. Notice how I separated all the functionalities out in into functions here. So I still didn't do edit a contact and delete a contact. Edit a contact will use a lot of the code from add a contact. I'll only just edit it if it already exists versus if it doesn't exist. So I would ask for the name, and then based on the name, then I would edit it and then save it back. And I would use a strategy very similar to this. For delete a contact, I would make sure that the contact existed and then delete it if it does exist. Maybe a confirmation, maybe not. It just depends on the designer or the developer. So there's some pickling and unpickling methods. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that. How many lines do we have so far? 169. Probably would have gotten a lot longer. Maybe around 200 or so. Alright, so the dictionary objects is going to allow us to do some really cool stuff until we talk about chapter 10, which, notice that we can only do a name and an email address. We can only do a state and a capital. We have a key that points to a value. Wouldn't it be cool if we had all of the information, like first name, last name, middle name, email, city, state, zip, and the like. And when we talk about the next chapter, object-oriented programming and classes, we would be able to do something like that. So, as always, if you have questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Apart from that, for those of you who stuck with me, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day.